Hey, and welcome back. Again, thanks to Daily Dose of Lumber for inviting me to do another toot. Those toots come out every Friday. Let's get started. Some essentials for taking screenshots, in my opinion, is using the tab button to get rid of the player list. Anything you can do to clean up your screen is good. Another thing is turn off your chat window. No one wants to see your chat. If you're posting these for competitions or in a thread on Discord, no one wants to see your chat. So just go ahead and turn that off. Composition. Point of view. As you can see, my very first competition I entered was just this, but by coming in and doing close-ups in first person and taking multiple shots from the same position, you can never tell that this base is tiny. So I finally went with that picture for my submission. Being in first person, Lumber makes you use a fisheye lens, which gives you some forced perspective. So you can definitely take shots that utilize that and emphasize that to your advantage. You know, different angles and close-ups, and make things appear close in the foreground and far in the background. You know, take a few shots and see how they work for you. Now, this example pic that I used was a progress pic, and when you take a bad lighting pic, a lot of your details are washed out. So when I was doing this Viper for a competition, I thought I'd build an ice wall around it and try to do my own lighting. It didn't quite work out. I didn't like the perspective, so I ended up going with daylight. And I think the end result was much cleaner. It emphasized my details and gave me a nice contrast. Even the nighttime pics were just very clean. But that brings me to, if you're going to do this, clean your base. Nobody wants to see all that clutter around. And another thing with lighting, and take different shots at different times of day. Take the same shot. You can see the contrast and pick which one you like best. If you've done lighting on your base, a nighttime shot can work for you. Yeah, especially if you've lit it on purpose. Now, Lumber has a full day with sun and moon, and including the sun, A, gives you great lighting, and B, gives you a dynamic element in your picture. The sun included in these shots just really comes across as a nice element, especially in this one. It certainly helps with the city. And then don't forget the moon. You can get good contrast against the moon itself. And again, it adds a nice element to each picture, even if it's not in the foreground. But generally, I like to take my shots from 10 in the morning to 2 in the afternoon, thereabouts, because you get the full daylight, and that shows you the full range of colors that Lumber has to offer. And this is important if you're going to use this for a competition. Which brings me to posting. When you post things on social media, on Twitter, or in your Discord threads, or for the competition, usually it's 2 to 6 pictures. Take a moment to crop things. You can crop out the menu bar or the axe icons. Even if you're just doing a buddy shot, clean it up, add some overlay text. This looks really good and makes you stand out in your thread and possibly in the competition if they allow overlays. And this was a base of the week pick, and it's just good stuff. Now for my thumbnails that I used, that I've recently revamped, I use a program called BeFunky. You can get that at befunky.com. It's browser run. It's free. You can pay for features. I haven't paid for any features, and I've used it for about 3 years. And you can do a lot. It does text really well, and you can do layouts really well. GIMP is also free, and that's like a free version of Photoshop. So hopefully you'll find some of these tools and tips helpful to get really, really, really ridiculously good-looking screenshots. Thank you so much, and we'll see you again next time.